All right, let's do this thing. I made this intro. It's so funny.
Mad Menace. I'm your host. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Menace till midnight. I will be taking your calls. I am also still alive. I haven't been fucked to death by a while. So stick it up your ass, Steve. It's really good to see someone while we're all on lockdown. That's it. It's always sort of been there, the women's game, but it's been ignored. So fucking scared. I mean, look at Steve Robertson. Since he talked about his parents in the first episode, he basically lied since then because he's too afraid. He doesn't have the guts that Kirk has.
Great intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Menace to Midnight. Thank you, John from Scranton, for putting that opener together. It's about the most useful thing he's done in the Minifan world recently. So thank you very much to John for that opener. I hope you're all well. I almost disappeared there, but I'm still here. So just before we get into the show tonight, just running you through what's happening on Menace to Midnight this week. Tonight, obviously, is the show. Thursday night, there'll be another show, 11 till 12 again. And then Friday night at 7 p.m., there's a special live screening of a one-on-one interview with Kirk Seamus Minahan as he's prostituted himself out to all the YouTube shows. I will gladly take advantage of that. So that's the schedule for this week. I know there's been some talk that I should do Menace to Midnight just once a week, but I'm going to plow ahead twice a week for a little while longer. And while we're all in lockdown, what the fuck else is there to do? So look, I want to talk about this war, this Minifan war that's been going on. Minifans v Mincels again. It just all kicked off again in the last week. Look, I don't really want to get into the Blow v Phil thing. I think that's been talked about enough. But I do think Phil is just a drip. He's a zero. I mean, I don't know why all this is going on about someone that goes on Minifan shows and sits there and says about 3 lines per hour. I mean, to me, it's just the whole thing's way overblown. Yeah, Phil to me is like nice kid, good to have him around, but I mean, does he need to be on any shows? Does he should just be in Discord, sending out the odd witty Discord thing, because he doesn't need to be on any shows. He's clearly a troublemaker, and not because he's a troublemaker, because he just sits there with a goofy looking grin on his face the whole time and doesn't actually do anything. So yeah, so I think Phil should go. I think he needs a break from the world. I think, look, I want to talk about the blog, and I'm not one to knock people for trying things. So I appreciate some of the Mincels have gone ahead and put together a KMS blog, and I'm not going to knock people for trying something, but this blog has to go. I mean, this is a massive mistake. So whoever's running this blog, you need to go on and delete it, and it needs to go. So I'll tell you why it needs to go. And Kirk and Steve and Mike kind of, went through this on the show today. But this blog is just going to become what everybody hates. And it's going to become a blog for gotcha moments. When people say stupid things, they use this blog to highlight it. Now, already there was an article put up alleging that MHB was a racist because he made some jokes about Phil working in a call center. Probably not a joke. Probably does. So, to put an article up there saying someone is a racist was a massive misstep.
Oh, but calling people.
We're being fucking honest here, you stupid Mincels. You had Steve from Providence on your show. He said some very racist jokes, and you all sat there like giggling fucking idiots. Now,
this is the one BA called.
If I were to go in and pull those quotes and play that audio of you all laughing like fucking morons to his racist jokes, then you would be.
He's going off on Steve
just as bad as MHB. So I think all this is in the realm of good humor. MHB was joking. Steve from Providence has honor. Although I thought the jokes were off color and of poor taste. But, there was that whole group think attitude on the Mincel cell where you all sat there holding your own cocks and laughing at Steve's terrible jokes. So the blog has to go. It's been up for 3 days. It's been a disaster already. There's a lot of shit up there. There's been some good articles about me and Mayo. And as I said, I don't knock them for trying, but I think we're seeing right now how bad it is. And the problem is when you start putting quotes to paper and going around and pulling tweets out to head up articles, you're asking for trouble. Not just asking for trouble for other people, you're leaving yourself open because it's really easy in the Minifan world to find quotes that are said in jest and for fun, and then you write them down and they are on the internet forever. So that is a fucking huge mistake, and basically that blog has to go. So
the blog is
I'm
the
expecting
best. The
that
blog
done by
needs to come
tomorrow.
back.
I don't care if the Mincels think I'm being a dickhead. You've just gone. You've gone one step too far, but not intentionally. As I said, good effort, bad execution, bad idea.
What was the blog that got?
So whoever's
got us
behind
so
the
bad?
blog,
MHB is a
just
racist.
take it off. Just do it. Do something
Yeah.
sensible
Who
because
wrote that
it is an
one again?
absolute shocker.
NKB
Are we allowed
Now,
to say?
more show issues.
or
show stuff
or
you'll
red.
notice
I
I'm
don't know.
wearing
One
a-
of them.
Was it red?
a
I thought
Milwaukee
it was
Brewers t-shirt.
Probably red.
in tribute to
It was
Justin,
red.
the
It was one
caller
of his
from
early
Milwaukee
work-
last week.
It was his early.
I was in
He was good at
Milwaukee
blogging.
last year.
He was
No,
Antoine Levin.
2019, and bought this t-shirt. Fun little town. And I'm now 2-0 against the KMS cast members. I've
I'm gonna have to go
defeated
downstairs
Steve. He's
in a
been
second,
suspended. So 1-0 against Steve, and now I'm 2-0 against Kirk Minahan.
I saw Menners. He was tweeting. Look, I think not wearing Red Sox stuff is that's just the rule. Sorry,
Why?
That's the rule.
Why?
Then he said it's
The rule.
like I'm a program director at EEI.
Because that's exactly what you like.
My point is, you're allowed to say whatever you want. You're on
you're
the
not.
show. I don't care. The
You're
show
not.
last night, but I watched 10 minutes of it. Fucking sucked. Get your shit together, you fat midget fuckhead.
I mean, not the most politically correct term there by Kirk. As I said, if the Mincels were to write that down and put it in an article, it could look bad. So I said, yeah, stop doing it. So Kirk, Mr. Anti-Censorship, Mr. Freedom of Speech, Mr. Freedom of Expression
No.
is triggered by me wearing a T-shirt, a
Fucking
Red
pussy.
Sox T-shirt. I mean, give me a break. So I'm 2-0 against Kirk because, I've made him impose censorship on a network that should be free from censorship, especially when it comes to creative expression. But I mean, it's his network. I will 150% respect his wishes.
So I've been watching some of the YouTube content over the past week, and I've been watching some of the Menace show.
Mhm.
Why is he wearing a Red Sox shirt?
Well, that's been addressed.
I-
That's been addressed. He will not do that again. Like a good little doggy too.
I don't know why. I don't know why those are still on the YouTube channel.
That's a fair point. It's been
That seems
discussed,
like-
but I don't want to be somebody who takes down. Listen.
Before you were. You told me
That
not to
context is but the rules been made now. If he wears a Red Sox jersey, any memorabilia, gone. That show is gone.
Look, as I said, I respect Kirk's wishes, but I'm 2-0 against the KMS cast members. And Kirk intimated that he's like
I don't have my headphones.
my boss when he was talking. Well, I guess he's sort of boss of the Kirk Minahan Show network, although he seems to have little say in what goes up there or doesn't watch anything before it goes up. So I'm not exactly sure he's the boss, but I wouldn't call him my boss. I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of hard work to give free content for his YouTube channel. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. Anyway, I'm 2-0, undefeated champion against Kirk and Steve. And last thing before I start to take calls, I want to put it out there that, my thing about baseball is I think they need to reduce it to 7 innings. Now, I know this is a controversial take. I know a lot of you will be sitting at home now going, what? 7 innings? Is he crazy? So if you want to call in and chat about baseball, if you think baseball should be 7 innings or it shouldn't be, please call in. Justin, I guess you can open the phone lines now. Now, I'm not sure if people are going to call in tonight because it's getting late, but please do. And let me go into this sort of my thoughts on doxing in the Minifan
I definitely
world.
call this episode.
As someone that has been doxed, although I did have a public, presence that I always felt that I was going to be doxed. I can understand why people are nervous because as soon as something happens, like you get the show producer suspended, then people go onto your cafe and leave bad reviews. People go onto your podcast and leave bad reviews. So I can 100% understand why people are nervous about that. And I think within this community, people say they want to keep their private life separate. That should be respected. I mean, people say I go after Steve. Actually, I've never gone outside the show boundaries. I made a joke about not even his wife, about him being a weirdo and getting information from his wife. So I've never gone off the show and looked for stuff. And I just think that's really low. I can see why Blobe and Phil and people are upset about that. I don't think they've got anything to worry about. I mean, what's Phil got to worry about? Sitting there like a dumb shit in front of a computer once a week? I mean, that's not going to get him fired or chucked out of college. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on doxing. I think it sucks, and I think we should respect people's wishes when they want to keep personal and business stuff out of the Kirk Min Show world. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Who's this?
Hi, Mars. Lindsay, how are you?
Great, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I just was just listening to your show, and I don't know, I just have a disagreement about people in Providence being racist. I don't necessarily.
Fuck, I know I
think he
called
is.
soon. Fuck.
Oh, no, I don't think he is at all. I agree he's not racist. He was making some jokes that were racist. I mean, there's no way about it. I mean, I'm not going to repeat them. I don't have the audio here because I don't want to highlight them. But I just think that if the Mincels start this blog and start going down a road, they're asking for trouble, and their show is a prime example of the sort of trouble that could be done. If I pulled Steve's quotes, they would not look good in print.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was included in one of the blog posts that I just read, and I don't know who runs the blogs, but I mean, I don't really take them very seriously. But I do think that the Mincel and Pill guys provide very good content, and
I
they
agree.
work pretty hard.
I agree with all that. The blog has to go. I mean,
I'm
that's
so
it,
glad that
done.
we are in agreement.
Oh, good.
Great.
So you think the blog has to go?
What?
You think the blog has to go as well then?
I mean, I'm new to it. I haven't read a lot of the articles, so I don't have an opinion about it. But after I dive deeper, I will let you know how I feel about the blog.
Lindsay, how are you going this evening? I mean, I'm in Sydney. It's in the afternoon here. It's a sunny day. How are you going in a cold night in America?
How am I doing?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great.
Good. Well, thanks for calling in.
I appreciate you asking.
Good to hear. Well, Lindsay, it was lovely talking to you. Have a good evening.
You too, Leonard.
Bye. Yeah, no problem with Steve from Providence at all. But the fact is, we're getting into messy waters here. And the Mincel Intels need to realise I'm right. I mean, it's 150,000 right.
Fuck, this
And
guy's just
that blog has to
stopped in
go.
his spot.
Has to go. Now let's well, I mean, I listened to the Minna Ladies show yesterday with DEC and MHB. It was really good listening. I don't know what. Hold on a sec, caller. DEC tried to call me a pervert. How am I a pervert? I am just a normal guy.
Turntables.
All I think is that the Minna Ladies should make themselves look presentable when they do their show for the sake of the channel. That's all. Nowhere near like DEC talking about shaving young boys and all the stuff he's into. Anyway, hello, caller. Welcome.
What's going on with this?
Yeah, how you doing? This is Steve in Providence. How are you?
Steve, thanks for calling in. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just here to defend my racial comments.
Steve, you don't have to. They were funny to me. Sorry, I could see you were just having a joke. I mean,
Look at Manners crumble.
Crumble. And take quotes from MHB and write an article
Jesus
calling him a racist if they sit there giggling at your attempts at poor attempts at humor.
But all of a sudden, Steve calls
they're not poor attempts at humor. I thought they were quite funny. I mean,
if you're talking lowest common denominator, if you call racism and stuff funny, then I guess we're in a different.
Steve's proud of those. Steve's proud of those
we
comments.
think
Proud of every
differently.
one of those comments.
Minutes just
Well,
said it
you,
was
you
funny.
didn't find any of the jokes funny? Do you live inside this bubble where you can't find any racial humor whatsoever?
No,
I mean, do you think
that's
that
not my
I honestly
Rumble.
think that Phil,
Fuck, where is this
think
guy?
that I honestly think that Phil drives a camel to work? Do you think that I think
He's
that,
saying them
or
just
do you think
over
I was just
again.
trying to have a little fun? I mean, do you think that I think that BA is a rapist, or that PA wears, that TJ Hubbard wears that bandana around his neck to catch big cats come, or do you think that I was just doing it to have a little fun and say a joke? I mean, the
Okay,
fact of the matter is you gotta
Steve,
kind of
just
break it down. No. You gotta kind of break it down on the fact that I was trying to have a little fun.
I
I was
know
trying to
that,
play
Steve.
games.
You
I
can't
know,
argue with me about this. I agree with you.
Hold on. No one brought me into their
He's
show to get
rolling
my
through
theory on
him.
global warming. They would ask me because typically I'm kind of a very low educated person that likes to have a good time, that maybe can bring a couple jokes to something.
Okay, sometimes
I'm
you
not
jokes
racist.
you made
Not
some
racist.
mistakes.
Hold on. No.
I'm not fucking talking to Kirk here. Don't tell me
Because
to
I've
hold
heard
on.
from a couple different people. So and
Because it's
while
fucking
you're
true,
on
you
the phone-
moron.
No, I'm not.
Just
a
say you
moron.
made a mistake. Just say you made a mistake. That's all you have to do.
No, I didn't
And
make
my
a
problem
mistake.
is not
No,
with you,
listen,
Steve.
time's
I
over.
have said
Listen,
I've
Yeah,
said
yeah,
100
this
stupid
guy.
things on air. I've said 100 stupid
You're
things
mad.
on air. My problem is with the Mincel Intel guys writing their blog, calling MHB a racist. I just think there's some hypocrisy
And
there,
my
Steve.
problem is that your employees are fucking starving while you're sitting there fucking ass.
Oh, you come back, see.
You don't want to address that subject. You'll sit there and shit all over me.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go now. I purposely
Oh,
did
you're
not
not
get
going
those quotes.
anywhere.
I'm going to go
Steve
and
said
get
you're
those
not going
quotes from that
anywhere.
show. I'll play them on Thursday. The listeners can decide.
Here all night. Fuck you and die.
Fuck you and die.
Oh well,
call
I
it
mean,
rape.
the
I
irony
think
is,
I
I really
call it
like
rape
Steve
now.
from Providence. My problem is not with him, so I don't know why he's so upset. I mean, clearly I'm right. I mean, I'm 1,000% right. Go back and watch the show. I mean, he made some off-color jokes. That doesn't matter. We've all done that. I've made
Off-color
1,000
jokes.
off-color
That's right.
jokes. I'll probably
Yeah.
make 3 tonight. So my problem is, if you go and write an article about it, you're fucking asking for trouble. The blog has to go. Hello, caller.
Manners, how are you doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Big Poppy to Most,
Hey.
and I am currently been driving for the past 12 hours. I'm on my way
Is
to
it-
Canarado.
Is this medium, Pappy?
No, not medium Poppy.
Okay.
Big Poppy
I
to
get
Most.
I get confused. What's your question, caller?
Well, I've just been driving for almost 12 hours, and
What's going on?
looking for something to do. I'm on my way to Canarado. I'm sure. Are you planning on going to any of the live shows when they start coming back up with those again?
I would love to. I had hoped that maybe September 11th might be an option, but the Prime Minister of our country has said that the borders probably won't be open by then. So I'm thinking of trying to sort of, smuggle myself out, but problem is I won't be able to get back. So maybe next year, Canarado, Madawaska, Hollywood Bowl. I'm sure Kirk and Mike and Steve will sell that out.
Right. Well, I'm sure you remember the Canarado episode. But
Yeah, of course.
do you think it would be? I know when they polled it online on Twitter, the majority of people are actually against it. I know Kirk was really big on it for a while. That's why I'm heading to scout it out right now.
Yeah, I'm against Canarado. It sounds like a horrible place. I'm not into going to these shitty places like Kirk seems to think. Well, it's worked because he dragged all those fucking people to Madawaska. But yeah, not into Canarado. I think you need good hotels, good food, good bars for a Minifan weekend. Minicon 2022 in Sydney. We're going to have everything.
Well, I'm just waiting for him to host the show in Australia. I'll get down there for sure.
Oh, it's happening 2022. Don't worry. The whole tour is coming together. I've lined up producers around the country. We're looking at venues. So it's exciting.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm happy to check in. Good luck with the show.
Thanks for your call. Bye-bye.
Fuck, I'm gonna miss my call.
Yeah, so before that call, I was talking a little bit about DC and MHB's Minilady show this week. let's have a listen to some of DC.
No, and you know what? We're the old
We've been replaced.
tired wife, and it's time for the show to welcome in the new audience that's going to take them to the next
when
level.
I think of the fireballs, and I think of Phil. I think of Phil in the Discord.
Feel the drip. So DC, they're feeling like he's sort of the old wife or being taken out with the trash. DC only has himself to blame. He has made himself irrelevant. He's made his podcast irrelevant. This YouTube channel could have been used by him. He could have done something every week if he'd wanted to. Now, so, DC's done it. Some of them have been okay, but he can't do podcasts talking about COVID-19, talking about people's mental health issues, going way off show and then expecting people to crowd him out because he's left the space open. There was room for people to come in and comment on the Minahan world. So DC's only got himself to blame. No one's pushed him out. I'm pretty sure Kirk still likes him. I mean, he said on today's show he does. So, I mean, he had him in to do a show with him. I mean, think about that. DC has done a show with Kirk Seamus Minahan, and he's saying he feels like the second wife. I mean, or the old wife. I mean, just incredible. I mean, the whining, all because of some stupid blog. If I was DC, just concentrate on doing good podcasts and the one with MHB, I really enjoyed it, but concentrate on doing relevant podcasts that aren't you self-indulging your own interests. If you start to do that, maybe you'll become more relevant, or go away. If you don't want to be part of the Minahan world, fuck off. I mean, no one cares. Like, I like you, but it's not like we're all, go and do long form interviews about mental illness and do something different. That's fine. But don't do that and then say, why have I become irrelevant? You've made yourself irrelevant. So that's what I think about DC. He also said he doesn't like the YouTube channel. He thinks it's not good for long form content. He thinks it should be some more quality control. Secondly, the quality control, I 100% agree. There's, I think, almost 25 YouTube shows now. Admittedly, 5 of those are Mike shows that he started and then stopped after 1 or 2 episodes. But there needs to be some quality control on the YouTube channel. I'll take this call. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. What's up?
Sorry?
What's up?
Oh, this is Barstool Advisor. How you doing?
Hey, BA, how are you?
Good. Thanks, man. I was calling. What were you saying? Steve from Providence is a racist?
No, you shithead. If you'd listened, I said you need to delete your fucking blog because you're morons. And no one needs to be writing these quotes down. Those shitty little articles that the Mincels are putting up need to go. All I made the point was, if we want to fucking cherry pick, I'll go in and pull the quotes from Steve from Providence and put the footage of you all laughing like little bitches when he made those racist jokes, and you can decide who the racist one is. So I just think, as I said, Steve from Providence, I have made 20 off-color jokes, probably 5 tonight. That's not my problem. I just don't think we need blog posts that highlight them.
Okay, but there was a really racist comment made by DC. He called me a hoser, man. That's not cool.
Well, you are a fucking hoser.
What? What the
I
fuck?
don't even know what that. I don't know what that means. That must be an American. Is that an American US thing? The Canada thing?
No, I'm just fucking around. Steve from Providence. If you listen, you could clip anything anyone says, and it's gonna sound fucked up. But if you listen to the whole 10 minutes, Steve from Providence.
I know. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot. I've said that 1,000 times. I know Steve was joking. Point is, delete your fucking blog. I mean, pull your head in. We don't need a KMS blog highlighting stuff people have said. We don't need tweets being, made the centerpiece of an article. I mean, if the Mincels want to start a Barstool website of their own, it sounds like that's what they want to do. Go and fucking do it. But I think, it's just a big mistake. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm not a big blog guy because I can't barely fucking read or write, as you know. But
no surprise.
There was good odds on Blind Mike replacement. I don't know. That could have been someone on the mental info, but I don't think the racist one was the mental info guy. So
you know, you gotta play it how it goes. I don't know what to say about that, but
You got to play it
I
how
don't
it
think
goes.
you're
Is
gonna-
that your fucking insight? Jesus Christ. Go on.
yeah, no,
That's
oh
it.
yeah, that's
Add another
that's a
cliche to the
Canadian
bit. Add another cliche to my show, BA.
You want another one?
Yeah, I want another cliche. Come on, how should we do
I
this?
was gonna say Steve from Providence has more comedy in his left nutsack than you do in your whole 5'3" body, but that's comedy in his left nutsack than you have in your 5'3" body, but that's
Okay,
my
that's
next
fine.
cliche. But
Yeah, well,
but,
that's not a cliche. That's an insult.
I
That's an
think- I
insult.
think-
And coming from you, it means nothing. I mean, coming from you,
yeah,
it's like
I'm fucking around.
turd talking
But
to me.
I would say the main problem with everything, everyone's escalating. That's what's gotta end the most. And
What are you talking? What are you
everyone
talking
wants the
about?
final word.
I don't know what you're talking about. You just rambling shit as usual. You drunk again?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
But tomorrow,
Do
me
you
and
do
Steve
you
from
say
Providence
BA?
are
Do you
going,
BA? Do you see my point about the blog? Do you understand?
if you take it as everyone's fucking around, you could.
No, the
take
point
it
is
right
when
away.
you start
To be
writing
honest,
stuff down, calling someone a racist, you're not fucking around.
Sorry?
When you start putting articles that MHB is a racist, you're not fucking around anymore. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, but it's like I guess you could say it's headline versus what's in it. I haven't read the whole thing, so I can't. I would just call it in to say I had a joke earlier, but now I lost it. But me and Stephen Providence, 8 o'clock tomorrow, we're doing shot for shot. So if you want to see
Fantastic.
real drunk there, you could.
No, I don't drink, but I'll tune in. I love from Stephen Providence. As I said, my issue is not with him.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I know. I think
Terrible
everyone's
Mincel show
issue
this
is
week.
clearly-
Terrible Mincel show this
Everyone's
week.
issue terrible.
Yeah. Did you watch it? Did you? You all just sat there giggling at bad jokes for an hour.
Yeah, but I giggle at all every joke. But you know, this is how it is. We're just here to have fun. But I love your show. I love you. And
I love
even
you
though
too,
you're a
BA.
fucking dick, even though you're a fucking dick.
You're a dick too.
I'm more of a Jamie guy than you, though. But I'll hang up and listen. All right.
Right. Go and delete the
Finish,
podcast.
but I'll hang up.
That's a good call.
That was a great call.
Hello, welcome to Menace to Midnight. You're with Menace.
Hi, Menace. How are you?
Good, thank you. Who's this?
Good. This is a friend who's called you before with a, little word association, but I've got one extra for you tonight if you're willing.
Okay, sure.
All right. So first I'd like to start off with just a little cricket question, if you will. See
Sure.
if you can guess right.
Go for
Who has the most centuries in cricket history?
it. Sachin Tendulkar.
Nice. It took me a little bit to find that. All right. And then word association.
Okay, go for it.
KKK.
It's Carmi.
Bad.
Apartheid.
Bad.
Jim Crow.
Bad.
Slavery.
Very bad.
MHB.
Very good.
Fair enough.
I'm a big
Well,
MHB
thanks for
guy.
playing along.
Thank you. Thanks for the call.
That guy loved that one. Eh? He thought,
Yeah,
not
he
the
got
best
that one
call
through,
we've had
huh?
tonight, but I do like word association. I was not going to fall for any traps there, though. Speaking of clipping audio. So, yeah, I mean, DEC was talking about the YouTube show, and I think there should be a few rules. I think if Mike starts a show, he should continue on with it more than 1 or 2 episodes. That seems to be his sort of common theme. Just sort of stumble in, start a show, and then leave it, get bored, or forget about it. Yeah, I think they could have some quality control, but I also don't think we should, knock people for, putting a big effort in. I just think maybe some shows should be premiered at different times. I think there is a market for premiering, say, for example, the Super Lemonade show at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Premiere it then. Eric and his stone friend might find an audience at that time. Or at least then you could kind of hide the show if you were running the network. I did run across another bit of Kirkman show content this week. There's a podcast, and I don't want to put DC's nose out of joint with this and talk about it, but and I hope Inspector J actually reached out to DC and just asked permission if he could talk about the show as well. You know, don't want there to be another podcast where DC cries, but yeah, the Inspector J started a KMS Discord podcast where it's basically the view of the Kirkman show from the Discord world. And I have to say, it was good. I mean, really good, in fact. I like the fact that it was 10, 15 minutes. He just went through and picked out bits of audio where they mentioned the Discord. He's done 2 episodes so far. And again, you know, we talk about having unique content. I think that's a unique podcast. Yeah, just sort of the Discord side of things. So, yeah, enjoyed that a lot. So keep up with that. Yeah, boy, the world is growing. The Kirkman show world is growing very fast. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it's gone out of hand. I mean, I never thought this world would get to where it's got to now. But the wars this week. I mean, I'm so glad I wasn't involved with this war for once.
Call it a war.
Get involved with one, so that was a nice thing. But I do wonder sometimes where someone like, say, John in Scranton is coming from. Now, great guy, lovely guy, huge supporter of the show, and yeah, I love all the incels, even BA. But you know, I just wonder what the motives are for someone like John to do so much for the show. You know, I wonder what the level of
to do
insanity
so
in
much
John
for the
from
show.
Scranton is. I mean, are we sure he's actually not locked up somewhere at the moment? Because anyway, I'll call up. Hello, welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
Not much. Who's this?
This is your favorite person.
Jay just can't say his name. Say your name, Jay.
I want you to understand.
Who's
You're not
this?
allowed to talk shit about Steve from Providence. You're not allowed to call him a racist. You're not allowed to call Mr. Barstool Advisor a hoser. You little fucking Australian cunt fuck! I'm tired of your shit, man! Nothing's free in the pussy!
That's a good call, I gotta say. Thank you. Now, big news in the YouTube channel in the last week. That is that a new show debuted, the KMS Rundown Show.
That was
So
a great
I thought
call.
Red John were really good as hosts of the show. I thought Bugs Bunny was a good third. I like the fact that they're going to rotate the third person on the KMS Rundown. And you could see, Fez was good, but yeah, just a nice guy. Look, nice guy, did his best, but yeah, you could tell it's good to rotate that third spot in and out. Yeah, I think I've got a few notes for the show. One thing I did like was Fez's story about how he came across Kirk. Have a listen. This is one of the best things he said.
How long have you been listening to Kirk, following Kirk, Fez? How long have you been listening to the Kirk Monahan show?
I can remember when I first heard Kirk. It was I was actually mowing the lawn. It was like, I think 9 years ago. He was on.
Good story.
Oh.
So that was Fez talking about how he found Kirk mowing the lawn. Yeah, good show. I like the KMS Rundown idea. Here's my notes. I think they have to do it after they've heard the Friday show. Whether the KMS Rundown would have come out at Saturday night, for example, like the Minifan show could go later, or Mike and the Minifans could go later, or the KMS Rundown could be a lead-in for that, like at 6 p.m. It just doesn't make sense to me not to include the Friday show. And what will happen is there'll be one Friday show where something massive happens, like the producer is suspended again, or Mike gets fired, or Kirk needs to go into McLean's for a break. And they've already recorded the rundown, and it's going to seem very out of place. So my suggestion to them is wait, and then do it with the Friday show. That's my thing. I think it's more important to have the Friday show involved than get the rundown out by Friday night. I'd be curious on the listeners' feedback by that. The show could be a bit snappier, but I think for a first effort, that was good. I'm not sure the show needs Kirk Minahan show cuts. I think that there's a lot of cuts being used on the net. Hold on one sec.
MHB, is it pathetic? MHB, is it pathetic?
So I'm not sure the KMS rundown needs show cuts. I think they could just go summarize in one sentence what the context is. So, for example, Kirk attacked the Boston Globe again because of an article on the Patriots. Bang, go into your opinion. Steve was mean to callers again. He called one an X, and then go into your thoughts on that, rather than integrating show cuts. And trust me, it'll save time not having to get show cuts. So that's it. I like the fact that they end the show with like KMS World News, like do the show news first, and then at the end touch on the politics and the drama in the Minahan world. So I think that's good. Hello, caller. Hello. All right, Justin, hang up. Not coming through. So, yeah, the KMS rundown, definitely give it a watch. I would aim, if I was the producer of that show, to make it the show that if you missed a few shows one week and you can't catch up, then you watch the KMS rundown to kind of get a feeling of what's going on. Like a bit newsy, a little bit of opinion, quite snappy. But as I said, there's a real market for if you missed the shows that week, can I go and watch something that's just going to catch me up? So I would say that's what the KMS rundown should do. Hello, caller.
What's up, man? There's Medium Bobby here. So you're
Hello.
definitely a very definitely a very insightful guy, and I kind of want to get your take on what you think of this whole like old guard, new guard kind of thing going on. I heard you talking about Phil earlier, and I personally don't agree. I think that Phil, adds a lot to the world. I like his presence on Intel.
His presence.
Phil adds a lot. Phil adds a lot. Is this the same Phil we're talking about? The walking drip?
Anyways, the main part of my call is I want to hear what your take is on the whole thing. What's the crux of the issue? Why is so much division going on? Not just attacking Phil, but what do you think the crux of the issue is? I personally think that Phil is a good guy. He adds a lot. Maybe more behind the scenes.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
On the air, I think he listens more, but
he's a good guy.
What
You're
do you
right.
think the crux of the issue is?
Well, thanks for calling in, Medium Puppy. I haven't watched your show from this evening. I look forward to watching that later on. But good effort for doing it. I think, great effort. Even though you probably insulted me on the show, I probably deserve it. I think I'm not sure where this old new things comes from. Like, it's hard for me being in Australia and so far away to get a grip on how, like, some people can feel they've got some kind of entitlement at being like super fans with Kirk so I just don't get that sort of old be new mentality. I'm very much raw one fan base, but I think we are seeing a tension between the up and coming mincels who are doing a lot and the older guys that maybe are just being a bit caught off guard. I mean, DC, he did start the whole Minifan show with MHB. Now he feels that there's no place for it. But yeah, so I haven't really answered your question there, Poppy. I just think maybe there's some of the old fans are being a bit territorial and not welcoming in others as they should.
So you started off the show by saying that you think that Phil needs to take a break and to, basically step back from the world. So that doesn't really, I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't seem like it really, merits, Phil taking a break. I don't think.
Oh, no, Phil, I just think Phil's boring. Phil's just boring. Phil's boring. He's a waste of screen space. I mean, that's all. I mean, Phil can do what he likes. I welcome Phil with open arms into this world, Medium Pappy. But yeah, as I said, I just think that, no one needs him. He's one of those people that if you went away tomorrow and just said, I'm not going to take too much part in the world, no one would miss him or care. That's all.
I think that Phil's kind of like the Larry David behind Seinfeld. He might not be too present, on some of the on-air shit, but he's a big behind-the-scenes guy.
And maybe he should just stay behind the scenes, stay off camera, stay behind the scenes. Maybe that's the perfect role for him, and then he doesn't have to worry about being doxxed.
I don't know. I'm a big Phil guy. I like Phil, but
I like him too. I like him too.
Check out Poppy's Kitchen. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later, man. All right.
Thanks for calling in, Poppy. Take care.
All right.
See,
Poppy's
peace.
Kitchen.
Peace in the world. Poppy and I coming together finally. I'm saying I haven't watched his show. He could have spent 15 minutes calling me a cunt, which is probably not wrong. Hello, caller. Welcome to Manners. Hello. Hello. Call. So yeah. What else? What else has happened on the?
That was me again.
We'll take this call then. Hello. Hello. Hello.
What are you doing?
Well, maybe just hold off on the calls for a minute, Justin. I've got a few things I want to talk about anyway. So let's go through some of the other stuff that's happened on the YouTube channel this week. I did see a blog article from the blog that needs to be deleted. I hope they're doing that right now. I hope they're on the servers, taking everything off. The blog was titled, "Is Mike and the Minifans any good?" Well, the question is no, it's not. It's average. So last weekend, I don't know if you remember, they had like 4 panelists to start, and then they had Justin from Milwaukee on the second half. I'm giving that show a 3 out of 10. I mean, it was another example of Mike having no idea what he wants to do. I mean, this show is a train wreck. When is Mike going to come up with a format and stick to it? I think that like the first half of Mike and the Minifans would have been good with just 2 people, who, Phil and whoever, and they could have hashed out all the differences. I know Phil doesn't talk, so it would have left everyone else having to fill the dead air. But I think at least it would have been better. Mike had 2 on first and then maybe 2 on second. Have Justin included in that second bit. So as we saw, he was a really bad talent. So, probably didn't need to be alone. And my point is with Mike, if he sticks to a regular format, he will have less sort of peaks and valleys on the quality of the show because he just has a consistent product. At the moment, he just seems to sort of fumble around in the darkness, excuse the pun, looking for like whoever's nearby, and he just puts them on, and he doesn't think about how the show's going to turn out, how many people should be on. As I said, 2 guests, maximum 3. If I was running the show, 2 guests, maximum 3 in 2 40-minute halves. So you'd have a potential for 4 Minifans to come on every Saturday night, maybe 5 or 6 if you really need to sort of try someone. But what are we doing? I mean, they try someone in and they sit. What are they doing? Like, they bring people in. There's 4 people, 5 people, including Mike on screen. And then they complain that one of them, PK, whatever, didn't talk. There's no room to talk when there's that many people. So if I was Mike, whittle it down, him and 2 people. And if after 15, 20 minutes it's shit, bang him out, bring the next 2 people in. It doesn't matter. But and I said to Justin as well that when Mike says for the 100th time to his guests anything else, just cut the fucking feed. I mean, honestly, you cannot run a show by just saying anything else 1,000 times at the end until no one pipes up. I mean, it's just depressing. So, I would say that was what I would do to Mike and the Minifans. So
anything else?
I didn't like Justin at all, the guy from Milwaukee. Nice guy, whatever, but I just found the whole thing a bit creepy. I mean, his young fiance, and the whole thing just was really, I felt a bit sort of, I don't know, dirty after watching it. I wouldn't have Justin on again. Speaking of Mike, he started a new show called Drop the Mic, and I enjoyed this show of his because he's talking about something he's passionate about. He knows a lot about comedy. He obviously consumes a lot of that material. You'd think some of it would rub off on him eventually, but yeah, he consumes a lot of that material. So I like Mike's new show. I just want him to keep going. So don't stop after 1 or 2 episodes like every other show you've started. I don't mind recommending other podcasts. That's fine. Whatever. As if you have time to listen to any others apart from Kirk's. So yeah, Mike's new show, I'll give a tick. Mike and the Minifans, another fucking train wreck. I mean, really, another bloody train wreck. All right, Justin, you can open the phones up for a little bit longer. We'll see if we get any more calls. Speaking of, this blog that has to get taken down. Better be taken down by Thursday when I'm back on air. Hello, welcome to Manners to Midnight. You're with Manners.
Manners, how you doing?
Hello, who's this?
This is Blind Advocate.
Blind Advocate. Hello. I thought, I'm not trying to insult you here, but there was a good 3 or 4 months. I thought you and Barstool Advisor were the same guy. Continue.
Yeah. So, first time listening to your show. You're a very entertaining guy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just have a quick point I want to make.
Love to hear
it. Kirk Minahan himself.
Yes.
And his fan base. So,
Shoot.
I think that Kirk needs to take some responsibility for the behavior of his fans. I think that Kirk, in general, is a toxic person. He mistreats his peers, his co-workers. He's a snitch. And I think his fans are a toxic group of people that like to get people like Kirk likes to get people. That's all I got.
Yeah, stay on the line. It's interesting. Well, he's gone now. Blind Advocate. I would have talked to him about it. So, how do I answer this question? I mean, there's no doubt Kirk is a shit stirrer. I mean, I don't know if you have the same expression in America, but he just hold the calls for a second, Justin. I want to answer this question. Just hang up, Justin. I want to answer this question. So Kirk is a classic shit stirrer, and he has no filter, and he will obviously intentionally wind people up. And when I'm a bit of a shit stirrer generally as well, off and on air. And when I sort of saw Kirk doing it, I realized actually it's quite fun doing that on air, just stirring the pot, winding people up. So Kirk definitely does that. Does he traverse the line? Does he cross the line sometimes? Probably. Some of it's done in jest, some of it's done because he's a psychopath. But he certainly does fuel some of the ferocity of emotions in this world. And I had a pretty good example of this with Medium Pappy. I mean, only happened a couple of weeks ago. I went into the Voice Discord and had a piece. Actually, Justin, can you hop in here for a sec? To see if hopefully he's dressed.
Hello.
Hey, sorry. So Justin, a couple of weeks ago I went into the Voice Discord and had a big Pete summit with Medium Poppy. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah, so I went in, I spoke openly about why I didn't want my business being talked about, why I was uncomfortable with it, what had happened with my business partner, because, I hadn't given Poppy the respect and answered the question properly. So I went in and did it in the Voice Discord. So I think everything's done. Sorted it out like, grown-ups do. And then Kirk jumps into Discord later that day and starts fueling the fire again, saying, I'm Team Medium Poppy. I hope you ruin Mena's show tonight. So there is something to, when you get close to Kirk, he does like to push your buttons. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, okay.
No, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say I completely disagreed with Blind Advocate's take on how Kirk is responsible for his fans. It's the same thing as when people go, Donald Trump is responsible because this racist guy in Texas, beat the shit out of this black teenage girl. It's like, oh, that's Donald Trump's fault. Or is it Bernie Sanders' fault that some guy went to a softball game and shot up a thing? They're just shitty. They're just shitty people. And as soon as we just all realize that there are shitty people and we just ignore them and we just stop talking about them, I think the world can get on, because I just don't. I think this isn't going to last. All this fighting and all this threatening of doxing and people acting like their lives are going to be impacted and they're going to be destroyed, and everyone, you know, threatening to fight people at events. It's like, Jesus Christ, there's going to be a time when Kirk just says this is not worth it. This is fucking stupid. And he's going to go, and he's going to go to his vacation house in Maine, and he's going to golf for the rest of his life.
And I don't think Kirk is responsible for people's behavior. Everyone is responsible for their own behavior. I think they're just, you know, there is an element to Kirk that likes to stir things up.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
Well, he does it.
I wouldn't, well, but
so do I. I do. He does it.
Yeah, but let's say if you stir me up and then I go, you know, go punch BA in the face because he's Canadian, and you call them a hoser or whatever.
I didn't know what that meant, by the way. I still don't.
It's just like it's like an Aussie. It's just a term for Canadian people.
Yeah, right.
Does that mean you're responsible? No, I don't think Kirk should have to be involved at all in this. I think the fact that Kirk is DMing Blobe and Phil and telling them cut the shit, I think that's like something that's so beneath him and that he shouldn't be doing. Not saying like he shouldn't be doing it in the sense of like, it's just it's not something that he needs to worry about.
Okay,
the guy's going through enough shit.
You're right.
now.
You're right. Okay, we've got it.
So that's all.
I get what you're saying. Just before you go, Justin,
Everything's fucked.
while you're here, just I listened to the Minturns show. So I hate Nick. I hate Nick now. He's terrible. He's just a dumb shithead. Him and actually Phil could do a show together. It'd be the most boring show in the world. Yeah, so I hate him. He said when people get praised by Kirk, they burn out a few days later. I mean, fuck off, Nick. Fuck off. I have not burnt out. Fucking dickhead. So yeah, he's a boring minus. But you know, one thing that came up is that Willie Minahan said he plays golf. And he's a golf guy. And I thought that when this is all over, to raise money for charity, we should get Willie and Kirk to play 18 holes together. A couple of you guys could film it.
Low-key, a very good idea.
People to donate money to a charity. I think it could be Comedy Gold. Can you imagine those two on the greens, 18 greens together?
That is a great idea.
It's a great.
I just don't see
It's a great
possibility happening. So
I think it'd be amazing.
I mean, it'd be cool if like me and Kirk were like the first people to land on Mars too. But there's like the same probability of that happening.
Well, I don't know. Kirk loves golf and he loves charity, and you know, if we could get a charity on board, then I think it's something we should do. And I just before you go, I want to praise you for your effort on the Minturn show with the McDonald's eating challenge.
So thank you.
I know no one watching the show would have watched your show, but I thought it was really sad. You know, Mike and Steve got a lot of attention for their challenge. No one talked about your McDonald's eating challenge. How did you finish it all?
No, I still had 2 cheeseburgers left and 20 chicken nuggets.
Okay, so you've massive failure, like your life.
Massive failure.
Puke at the end, or did you?
I did not. I did not. I kept it down. So
okay. Well done. Good effort. You know, you got half through the McDonald's challenge.
Like 80%.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks for tonight. Well,
I can't wait till the Justin Metters fight.
Until midnight. You're with Menace to Midnight. So if you missed what's happening this week, I'll be here on Thursday night at 11 p.m. as well. And then Friday at 7 p.m., unless Steve Robinson sabotages my attempts at interviewing Kirk, there'll be a live interview with Kirk on Friday at 7 p.m. Very much looking forward to that. I sort of actually never ever thought interviewing Kirk would be a possibility. So to get to interview him, even for his YouTube channel, is amazing. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Is this the Menace to Midnight or the Medium Poppy Fan Club hour?
Either one.
It's either one.
Yeah. We're big fans of Medium Poppy here. We have the same lineage culturally. He's another content creator on this YouTube channel. You know, I am getting into the spirit of forgiveness. You know, I'm embracing Minifans, Mincels, even Phil, Steve, all of them.
I didn't find you very cultured, mate. I didn't find you very cultured at all. That's funny you say that.
You what?
I don't find you very cultured at all, mate. It's funny you say that. Compare yourself to somebody like the medium poppy. I mean, like, you really put yourself on a pedestal here.
I mean, I haven't seen Medium Poppy's show, so maybe he is a savant or,
It's
you know,
the biggest
an
hit
on-air
in the
talent.
UK. You haven't seen it. The press is buzzing.
You are a riveting caller. You're a fucking idiot. Honestly, you're a fucking idiot. Fuck off.
Hey, well, fuck you, you bloody cunt.
See, now we're back. That's more my style. I mean, that's more my style. I guess we're coming up to the end of the show. But yeah, well, I've got a few listener questions just we'll take this call. Last call of the night. Last call of the night. Hello, you are the last caller tonight. Welcome. All right, that's it for the calls tonight. I've got some viewer questions. Ned Snark. Where has Ned been? I have missed his charming good looks in the last, well, it seems like he hasn't been on camera for ages, but he asked me to give an update on the quarantine and lockdown restrictions in Australia. No change since the last show. Basically, we're all, in lockdown, just can go out for essential stuff, to exercise once a day, to get food, and to go to work if you have to. Trenny's Tampon has sent a question in. Thank you, Trenny's Tampon. What are your feelings on New Zealand? Every piece of news I see makes them out to be the God's greatest gift. What are my thoughts on New Zealand? Really nice people, too nice, some would say, way too nice, a lot of people would say. I've never been to New Zealand. My idea of going on holidays to go somewhere more interesting than the place you live. So I'm not going to go to New Zealand. It's less interesting. So, I'd like to go to America or Europe. Been on a lot of US holidays recently, and where you fly over New Zealand. But New Zealand's like kind of Australia's little brother. I mean, yeah, there's small population, nice people, but ultimately boring and harmless. Yeah, never been there though. Now, Joe Hennessy's written in a question. Do you remember Kirk referenced? Remember Kirk said that he wanted Ozzy Stooley to get brain cancer. Would you trade 5 years of your life, 5 years of healthy years, he's put in brackets, for Steve getting brain cancer today? That's a tough one. Do you want Steve to get brain cancer today to trade 5 healthy years of my life? Tough one, Joe. I'm going to say no, because 5 healthy years is like a lot for me. I mean, I reckon I'm 43, probably got 20 years left. So if I give up 5 of those, that's 25%. So I'm not going to do that, but I like the thought. Now, staying on Steve, I've got a message from Reddit, the host of the KMS Rundown. Do you have any concerns with the devolution of Steve Robinson? Today he referenced lazy Latinos, North Koreans only eating dogs and dog food, and he constantly references homeless people as meth addicts. Where does that closed-mindedness come from, and does it hurt the show? Good question, Red. This is a consistent pattern of Steve. He's one of those people that to make himself feel better, he needs to elevate himself above others, whether it's Mike, whether it's Minifans, whether it's North Koreans, whether it's Latinos, whether it's homeless people. He's one of those kind of elitist people, and people think that I was just coming into this against Steve with, not a real axe to grind. I said from the beginning, I hate the way he looks down at people. And if anyone's causing more trouble in the Minifan world, I guarantee it's not Kirk. It'll be Steve behind the scenes. He's a conniving fuck, and I think his closed-mindedness does really hurt the show. I mean, we're building a brand here, and he's continually shitting on Minifans and saying those sort of things. So, yeah, I agree with Red from Reddit. Yeah, as I said, Steve's just... as he just wants to be above everyone. And the irony is he's a dummy. I mean, he's a dummy. So that's the irony. It's usually the dumbest people that want to be above people. Well, look, listeners, we're coming to the end of Menace to Midnight for the Tuesday night edition. Thank you so much for the people that have called in. Thank you so much for people that have sent questions in. as I said, that blog has to go. Has to go. I mean, if you're going to write a blog about this fucking show, the blog title should be "This blog has to go," because it has to go. So I hope when I get up tomorrow, that's gone. Last thing, if you're looking for tickets to the Wilbur, go to @Mitch_Rivers. Mitch_Rivers. He has spare tickets to the Wilbur show. Thanks for watching To Manners to Midnight. Back on Thursday and then back Friday night with Kirk. Thanks, Justin.
Finn.
Thank you, man.